Leslie is our case manager here, so take one.
All right. Hi, Agnes. I'm Leslie. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Leslie.
All right. Where are you from, Agnes?
Good old Dot, Kentucky.
Dot, Kentucky. Is it a small town?
Population 100.
Wow, I've never heard of that. Where's that near?
It's in between Post Grove and Walnut Street.
Okay. So what brings you here today, Agnes?
Well, all this stuff keeps coming up, and these kids keep stealing my apples on my apple tree. They keep calling the cops, calling 911, because these kiddos have got to quit stealing my apples on my apple tree, because I make world famous apple pie with the apples that come on my apple tree. And that apple tree migrated here. Well, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, back in 1609, was Christopher Columbus from England. And that tree out there is the descendant of the same apple tree from 1609. These youngins just be stealing my apples off my tree. And so I've been calling 911. And apparently they keep saying it's a non-emergency, but as you probably see, it's obviously an emergency. And so then they filed they said it was the Commonwealth filed a suit against me. I said it wasn't the Commonwealth, it's those lazy old cops out there. They're the ones that did it. And so they bring in this huge case trial. And the judge says he thought there was something mentally wrong with me, and I had to come see you, and you'd figure that out.
Okay. Well, I can see how it'd be aggravating with those kids taking those apples. I mean,
how a person make an apple pie with no apple?
There's not a way. Have you caught the children in the act?
Yeah. I took pictures of it on my Polaroid. I got the evidence.
Well,
and the cops say they can't do nothing about it because my tree is technically in the neighbor's yard. Damn kids.
Like I said, I can see how that would be aggravating. I would be.
They think I'm crazy.
I don't see why they would think that.
Well, I show them the Polaroid pictures, and they say they can't see no kids in the pictures.
Do you have those Polaroids with you? By chance? I haven't seen those yet.
No.
Okay.
And they said I needed a mental health assessment.
Okay. So can you tell me anything about your background?
I make apple pies for a living.
Right. What about your family background? Do you have any family living nearby?
Well, my husband died in World War II. We only married 2 months. He shipped off, and he didn't know he was allergic to peanut, and he ate a peanut. And I've been living the single life ever since.
So, what's your birthday, Agnes?
January 16th, 1926.
That's actually my best friend's birthday, so not 1926, but January 16th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you prescribed any medication at this time?
Medication for my warts. I take medication that controls the side effects of the medicine that I take to control my warts. I take blood pressure medicine.
Okay.
I take medicines for my sugars, my diabetes. That's how I lost my left pinky toe. Because of the sugars. You take medicine for my ear infection, and they can't get healed up. So if you think I'm yelling at you, I'm not.
I understand.
People think I yell at them all the time. I ain't yelling. I just can't hear.
And those
And I
are
take Rogaine, but that ain't a medicine. It ain't prescribed. But to keep my hair the way it is.
you do that. Your hair is very pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's the second best thing I do. First is making apple pie.
Does anyone live with you currently?
No, Misty, my cat, and Jeffro, my dog, and I've got about 16 parakeets.
So what are some goals that you'd like to help me set with you today?
Well, I want to get the kids to quit meddling in my apple pies,
Okay.
or with my apples to make my apple pies. So, they said that the only way people can quit messing with my apple pies is if my tree is in my yard.
And how old is the tree? Is it big enough to maybe where we could transplant it into your yard? And that way those kids wouldn't be able to cross your property line?
Well, I don't know. That's my next problem. Nobody else sees these kids. See, my closest neighbor is about 15 miles away. And so I ain't got no neighbors that can see it.
And so in the photographs, the kids weren't actually...
I can see them, but nobody else can. People, this happens all the time. I'll see people, and like the other day, I saw my husband, but he's been dead, and I can't figure that out yet.
Agnes, do you ever feel like people are talking to you when no one's around?
All the time! You wouldn't believe it. I swear I turned my phone off, but I just hear people keep on talking. They'll say stuff like, get out, and you don't belong here.
Do you ever feel any kind of depression or anxiety along with those things?
Well, I get lonely.
I'm sorry.
No, it's tough being, well, hell, I done forgot how old I was. See, I forget things a lot, too.
Okay. I can understand
And
that.
I get real sad. Like, you know, when they show them commercials of all those puppies and kittens, they're half dead on the television shows. I cry all the time when I see them. When they play that sad music in the background.
Sarah McLachlan's killer.
Tell you what, gets me every time. But I get sad about other stuff too.
Like what?
Like I only know how to make apple pies. Even though I'm the best in the world at it, that's all I know how to do.
So you don't know how to cook anything else?
Nope. Never had a reason to. My husband died.
Well, is there any way you would be willing to go to maybe a psychiatrist? You know, all they do is talk to you about different issues, but they're able to diagnose and treat different issues better than I would be able to. So would you be open and willing to go to an appointment with a psychiatrist?
How am I going to get there? They took away my license back in '83.
Why did they take away your license, Agnes?
They said there's stop signs there, but I swear to God I didn't see them.
So
When
maybe
we had that head-on collision accident out there on 106. And I killed that bus full of children.
Oh, so there's no chance that your license is reinstated anytime soon then?
According to the judge, no.
Alright. Well, let's see what we can do to get you transportation to the psychiatrist. I'll make a couple calls after we're done here, okay?
Now you just going to be calling everybody about old Agnes?
No, ma'am. Actually, everything you say here is confidential. It's between you and I, okay?
Uh-huh.
And unless you say that you were wanting to harm yourself or someone else, then I'm not going to say anything to anyone else.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I find them damn kids, I'm going to harm the hell out of them. I don't care who you tell about that one, because I've said that to the judge and the copper.
Okay. So let's go ahead and set some goals. Let's go ahead and say we're going to try and get that tree moved into your yard. That sound good to you?
Yep.
All right. And if we can't get that tree moved, how about we could get a seed from that tree and plant it in your yard? Or maybe
I'd be okay with that.
all right. And two, we'll get you transportation to that other doctor appointment. And would it be okay that I put down here on your goal sheet that maybe you could follow all of his recommendations? Whatever recommendations he may make?
Well, I suppose so. As long as it ain't nothing funny. Like that hoodoo practice.
No, it's none of that hoodoo.
Alright.
And how about maybe looking into some cooking courses? I think that'd be really cool to meet some other people that could cook other things really well, and you could show them how to cook apple pies. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because I tried out eHarmony, but I got doll up, so I never got to make that true love connection. Maybe I'll find somebody at my cooking class.
Maybe, and at the very least, you can find some people with common interests and new friends.
Well, maybe it works.
And what do you think about meeting with me for the next, let's say, 3 months, every 2 weeks? Does that sound good to you?
We gonna keep on meeting here, same place?
Yeah.
Don't change it on me.
I won't change it. And if we have to change it by any means or for any reason, I will let you know well in advance.
Yep.
Okay? All right. So tell me more about these kids.
The ones in the yard?
Yeah, the ones in the yard.
I'll tell you what, nobody else sees them.
Okay.
Sorry, that's another one of my side effects from mole medicine. Nobody else seems to see them. I call the cops and they come out. And they'll be like, "Oh, Miss Agnes, it was raining and there are kids out here. There'd be footprints. You just crazy." And I'll tell the cops that, no, there were kids out there. It's just like when I told them that the bear was in my bathroom that time. I don't know where it went. But by the time they got there, it was gone. And I just, people.
Are you okay, Agnes? It's okay.
People call me crazy. I swear I'm not crazy.
Well, we all have things we go through, Agnes, and we're here to get to the bottom of it and help you. So nobody's going to call you any names or put any judgment on you, okay? All my job is to do is to sit here and help you. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
It's just, I don't know why nobody sees these things. And it's making me start to think that there is something wrong with me. Well, and I just don't know if I could live with myself.
Well, do you remember about what time you started hearing these voices and seeing these kids in the yard?
Well, at first I thought, do you ever watch the American Horror Story show?
I do.
Well, sometimes I just thought maybe I was paranoid, that's the word. And I thought I was seeing shadows. Because I ain't never seen their faces. They're just kind of like shadows out there. The kids. I can see their shadows. Mm-hmm. And my eyesight's good. The doctor told me I got 10 and 10.
I got bad eyesight myself. Not in the medical area.
That's a shame. You should wear glasses for that.
I wear contacts.
Oh, okay. But, I started hearing the voices, you know, back in '62, after I accidentally fell off of a four-wheeler and split my skull open 10 ways.
Wow, and did you go to the doctor for that?
Yeah,
What did they say?
they said my skull was broken 10 ways.
Well, did they fix it?
Yeah, you want to see the scar?
Yeah. Well, Agnes?
Tell you what, them four-wheelers kill somebody.
They do. They're dangerous. I wear a helmet.
I figure I'm like a cat. I got 9 lives.
You still go on four-wheelers?
Every once in a while. I wear helmets now.
Good. Safety.
Got a pink one for Christmas.
Oh, well, where'd you get that from?
Well, I didn't get it really. I saw it.
Okay. Do you steal things often?
No, just if I need them.
Do you not have the money to pay for them?
No, girl, I'm set up on Social Security and this house is paid for and I get about $600 a month in food stamps. Girl, I'm set.
So why didn't you just pay for them, Agnes?
Oh no, it's that thrill. Gotta get it from somewhere and eHarmony ain't cutting it out for me, so.
Well, how does that make you feel when you steal?
Well, makes me feel like Robin Hood.
But you're not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, Agnes. You're giving to yourself, and you just said you were set up with money.
Well, I just don't believe in capitalism.
Well, I understand, because there's a lot of views in society that I don't agree with. But let's set a goal for not stealing and finding other ways to be filled. Maybe with the cooking, trying new food.
Yeah, I don't like to just cook all the time.
Right. Well, what else do you like to do? Maybe take that dog for a walk.
Well, my hip got broke back in '78
Okay.
with that parachute adventure.
Wow. Sounds like an adventure.
Was the plane was on fire. It wasn't.
Oh, okay. So in '78, this plane was on fire.
Yeah.
Wow. Was anybody else with you in the plane?
Yeah.
How many other people?
I don't remember. I just knew that I didn't want them making a song about me saying this girl's on fire.
I wouldn't want that either. Did anyone else survive from that plane?
Come to think of it, I was doing a lot of acid back then, to be honest with you. I think the acid might have ate out the holes in my brain where that memory is. I don't know.
And do you still use drugs for fun today?
I just use medical marijuana.
And how often do you use marijuana?
It's not marijuana, it's medical
I'm so sorry.
marijuana.
You're right. How often do you use medical marijuana?
The doctor said for me not to use it, so I kind of self-prescribe.
Well, Agnes?
I use WebMD.
Well, Agnes, if there's a doctor telling you not to do it, you think maybe you should
They
follow?
said something about my emphysema and heart disease.
Yeah, so it's probably, when a doctor tells you things like that, it's probably because it's going to be more harmful than beneficial.
And that might be true.
So maybe when you go to see the psychiatrist, you can tell him about your symptoms while you're using the medical marijuana. Maybe he can help you do something that's better for you and helps you just as much, if not more. That sounds good.
Well, that'd be something else, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
It'd just be something else.
It would be.
Or it'd just be something else.
It would. I think that'd probably be your best bet, though.
Yeah.
Because, using any kind of medication when it's not prescribed or when it's specifically advised against is illegal. We don't want you to be the one illegal. These kids are the ones legal.
Yeah.
So can we set that goal to stop using drugs or stop using medical marijuana, let's say down to 1 time per week until our next visit, and then maybe we can go from there and get you all the way off that?
Well, I got another dime bag in the freezer. Like, how much are we talking about using? Like,
Well, how much
A
do you use when
bottle?
you use?
like right every few hours.
And you smoke
And
a bottle?
always when I wake up and right before bed and after every meal. And then on top of that, every 2 hours.
Alright.
So are we talking about a bowl or a pipe or a joint? Like, how much are we talking?
I was gonna say 1 joint. Now,
How big of a joint, though? Because I can roll some mighty ones when my arthritis ain't acted up.
well, Agnes, how long have you been without weed for in the last 6 months?
Well, I smoked on my way up here, so, I remember there's one time I had the most explosive case of diarrhea ever. Couldn't get off of that commode. And that lasted about 2.5 hours because I got a clock in my bathroom. I like to monitor my bowel movement. And that 2.5 hours I was stuck on the commode. I couldn't get up to go rolling. So that's been about
2.5 hours.
about 2.5 hours. Unless I'm sleeping.
Well,
But
but
it helps me sleep.
let's say 1 gram in a joint until next week.
Well, hell, I don't measure it. I just pick it off my plants in the backyard.
Have you ever tried to quit smoking weed?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's illegal.
It's medical.
Well, Agnes, it's not medical when a doctor advises against it.
Well, who the hell's Mr. Webb MD? Mr. Webb, on the internet, told me all about the medical marijuana.
Agnes, that's a website for reference.
What's the website? I
WebMD.com.
can't hear you.
WebMD.com.
Yeah, it's a person.
No, it's a website online. And it just references different medications. It's not a specific doctor. And it doesn't have authority to prescribe you anything.
Well, I'll be damned.
I know it. You're fooled all the time on the internet.
Alright.
So let's go ahead and try and, let's have you try and stop since you've really never tried to stop. And we'll go from there. Does that sound okay? And see if you can at least not use for the next 2 weeks. Except that 1 joint you agreed on.
Can I increase my other medications if I stop the marijuana?
No, ma'am.
How about a joint a week?
Okay, I'll make that deal with you.
I'll make it. It won't be no bigger than my pinky.
Okay.
And I got ED pinky. It's my arthritis. They crinkle up like that for it.
Well, Agnes, let's see. We got you down to smoking 2 joints in the next 2 weeks, so 1 per week. We got you going to the psychiatrist, and we're going to look into the transportation for that. We're going to get that tree moved into your yard. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you want to set some dates? Let's say by the next 2 weeks, we will have you set up to see the psychiatrist, and we will make a plan on moving the tree, and if not, extracting a seed from it. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, right here, I've
What
made...
about them cooking classes?
Oh, yeah, the cooking classes. I'm so sorry. I had that written down right here. And by the next 2 weeks, we will look into the cooking classes and see the times and the dates for them, okay? And I'll go ahead and look into transportation for that as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and right here, I've written everything down in a contract, and if you'd like to just sign it for me.
That helped me out last Friday.
I'm so sorry, Agnes.
Will it X be fine? I never learned how to write. But I can read real good. I read them Danielle Steele ones and the 50 Shades of Green. I love them books.
I haven't read those yet.
Woo! I could draw one day something in the middle of the night. Wow!
You keep up your reading in your sharp mind, and I'll make those appointments and get back to you, and I thank you so much. I'll see you in the next 2 weeks, okay?
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
WebMD.com.